All right, so the TikTok ban. TikTok ban. We're going to be talking about the TikTok ban today. It looks like the TikTok ban is going to happen, and it's in the final stages right now. The Supreme Court are the last people to kind of like okay the thing. Donald Trump has said that he wants to save it. He's urged them not to do it, but odds are they're probably going to uphold it. And this video is not editing this video or anything. Um, but this video is just basically like a conversation between me and you guys, other music artists, and having this discussion about if TikTok does get banned, what are we going to do, right? And I think it's an important conversation to have because there is a lot of people out there who rely on TikTok to promote their music. They there's a lot of other, naysayers as well, music artists that haven't used it and don't believe in it, or, it just didn't work for them. And they're just like, okay, whatever. And then there's also music artists that was like, hey, I want to see how this works out. And if it, stays, then, maybe I'll invest time into it and everything like that. So I'm going to address all that. I'm going to address all these different types of artists and talk to you guys about what the next step is, what's going to happen. So first things first, the app itself is not going away. So like if you have it downloaded on your phone, which I would probably go ahead and download it on your phone right now if you don't have it on your phone. If this does go through, all this does is basically take it off of the App Store, which means that unless you have like a VPN or something like that, you're not going to be able to update this app. You're not going to be able to download this app again on your phone. Now, this is not like a Flappy Bird situation, like I don't know if you guys remember that, like where there was like phones being sold for thousands of dollars just because they had the game Flappy Bird downloaded onto them. After the developer decided to get rid of it, he didn't like what he created, and so he deleted it. It was a different time then, but it's not gonna be like that. Eventually, something like if it does get banned and you know, it'll eventually get replaced by something else. Now, what is important, I think, for you guys and for myself is to know that like people will still be using TikTok after the ban goes through, which I believe it's on the 19th. I believe it's on the 19th. We're talking about 9 days, or the 17th. It's either the 17th or the 19th. It's going to go away. When it does, but there'll still be people on TikTok, like, I mean, a lot of people. There's probably going to be trends that are going like, oh, you guys still here? Like, wow, I have the app still. Like, how is this possible? I thought it got banned, and like maybe it didn't get banned, or like whatever. And you'll have that for, I don't know, probably a year. Eventually the app is just going to stop working because, it can't be updated and stuff like that, but for now, I think it'll probably last for about another year. And maybe something will happen where, it'll come back onto the App Store and everything like that. Maybe they work out a deal to sell it or whatever. But for now, just keep in mind that this is not like the end all be all. Like for now, at least for the next year, you should be able to still use TikTok to promote your stuff and post content. Now, speaking to the people that, didn't care about TikTok in the first place and, are like indifferent about it, hey, I get it. This is like one of those situations where, if you didn't know and, or what is it? What's the phrase? Like, well, you didn't know, or, who cares, right? And I get it, like, but at the same time, like, man, what a wasted opportunity. Because I mean, like, there's so much potential with being able to post on TikTok, and that's why a lot of people are gonna be really cut up about this, because especially other artists, because even if you're like a small artist, if you post on the app, you're guaranteed at least like 250 views usually, unless something happens and, there's something wrong with the video, or, it gets blocked in some sort of way because you said something or did something in the video you weren't supposed to. But you should be able to at least get 250 views. And what that tells me is that you can post up to 4 to 5 times a day, which means you should be able to get at least 1,000 views, sometimes about 1,200 views. And those are just like free views, throwing your content in front of, like, in your music in front of new eyes. So like anytime that I post on TikTok, 90% of the people that will see my TikTok is new people. It's for you page. So the followers, and this is like across all platforms right now, they've taken on this like algorithm kind of style where like it's not about followers, it's not about subscribers. What it's about is about recommendations. It's about like, tailor-made content for you. The same thing has happened on YouTube. The same thing has happened on Instagram Reels, and Instagram in general. So this is not going away. Like, even if you do not like the algorithm style of TikTok, it's still, it's going to be on a new app that takes over, or it's going to be on one of the apps that we already have that is just going to take advantage of that audience that's going to be looking for something if they can't use TikTok anymore, or they think that they can't use TikTok anymore. But regardless, for those guys, don't. This is my advice to you guys. No matter what happens, let's say there's a new app, or let's say TikTok survives, post content. Like, I cannot, express how important it is to just post. Like, do not stop yourself from posting. Just post. Like, I don't care what it is. Just post. Get your stuff out there. And it doesn't have to take long. It doesn't have to be like some kind of crazy production. Just get your stuff out there. And to the people that are like, oh, I'm going to wait and see what happens with this, and then maybe I'll, pull the trigger and I'll go into, business with TikTok, and I'll start posting content on there. Post it right now. Like, don't wait. Do not wait. Even if, let's say, in 7 or 9 days it gets banned, and you can't even use it. You can't even load up the app anymore. Okay. Let's say, like, we knew that was going to happen, right? I would still urge you to post content on there right now, because you don't know. You really have no idea like what could happen. You could post something right now and then you go viral and get millions of views, and now you have millions of new eyeballs on your stuff and your name, and that will carry over to other social media platforms in the future. And so, like, it's just this mindset, just like, it bothers me. Like, there's nothing that bothers me more about the way that some artists, approach marketing. And it's like, in such a, like, they approach marketing in the same way that they approach music. It has to be like perfect. Like, it has to be proven. Like, you don't want to make like a bad song, right? But you also don't need to make a perfect song either. And there's this idea among a lot of musicians that you have to make this perfect song, and the reason is not because, oh, I want to make something perfect because it's my art and I want to make it sound good. No, the reason is because I want to make it so good and so perfect, in my opinion, that it can't fail. It can't it has to be successful, right? And then it's a sick cycle where, like, artists will find themselves in this situation where they made what they believe is the perfect song, and then next thing you know, it doesn't go anywhere. And then what happens then? Like, oh, either something's against me, the algorithm's against me, people just don't understand how great I am, or you feel like a failure, and then you just like quit and you just don't do it anymore. So and people take the same kind of mindset when it comes to marketing. They need the surefire way of like how to make like the perfect post, and like they don't want to post anything unless it's going to be successful. And when it isn't successful, even though they create in their mind, the most perfect post, and it doesn't go anywhere, then they are a failure and it's all for naught, So I don't want you guys to approach new social media platforms like that anymore in the future. I don't want you to approach even TikTok right now in that same way, or Reels, or Shorts, or whatever app that you may use. Um, Real quick, there is another app called Lemon 8 made by ByteDance. It's the same people that made TikTok, and it's available right now. If TikTok is taken out, Lemon 8 is still up. So a lot of your TikTok accounts are attached to Lemon 8, and it's like seen as kind of like the place where people are going to start going. So if you are interested in where things are going and want to see, take the opportunity to be there ahead of time, go ahead and download Lemon 8, because that might be the place where people start going to. And judging by the way that their app works and the algorithm that they use, it's like a mixture between like TikTok and like Pinterest, or like it's like TikTok's Instagram basically. But like they have like a like vertical video feed, and you just have to like click on a vertical video, and then you can just swipe up. So very easily they could modify that app to become TikTok basically, and then you will have a new TikTok. So just keep that in mind, guys. I just wanted to kind of like have a one-on-one conversation with you guys about this. And hopefully, you guys get a lot of value out of this talk. But yeah, I'm going to go ahead and wrap it up. Let me know down in the comments what you guys plan on doing. Do you guys have a successful TikTok? And are you scared about the ban, or you never got started and you wanted to, but now you're just kind of like waiting around, or maybe you're indifferent about it and just want to see things burn. Just let me know, and we'll continue the conversation down in the comments. So until next time, I'm Zilla. Zilla mode out.